Welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to talk about fear of judgment or being judged by other people, which is related to shyness or social anxiety. Last time we talked about fear of rejection or the trauma of rejection, and this time we're going to talk about something else that is actually related to rejection, is linked to it, which is fear of judgment. So why is it that we're afraid of putting a piece of content on the internet or speaking out in public loudly? Or one of the biggest fears actually that people have, which is public speaking. It is all related to like fear of rejection or being hurt in some kind of way, or isolated, or dying even, which also stems from thousands of years ago, where human beings were living in small tribes, and if somebody judged you and made a judgment, and let's say they judge you to be having like shady motives, or maybe you're not nice, maybe you're violating people. So what they would do is they would collectively judge you and then throw you out of the tribe. So being judged back in the days was very lethal. So that's why you try to behave in a certain way to fit in and stay fit in for your own survival. But things are different now. We don't live in times where survival was very important. Survival is, especially if you live in a Western country, most of us have our basic needs met, and survival is much, much easier. So we're moving towards an age where we're trying to thrive. And this is very important to understand, that being judged today is not the same as being judged thousands of years ago. Right now you can express your opinions and criticize some public figure, a politician or whatever, and not get killed for it or thrown out of the country. We have freedom of speech and other freedoms. So it's not the same thing. So related to social anxiety, one thing you could look at is to sit down and write all your fears of judgment. What kind of judgments are you afraid of? Are you afraid of being judged for being stupid or not interesting or not funny enough? When you speak out, when you engage in social activities, let's say you see somebody that is attractive and you want to approach them. Maybe you don't feel that what you have to say is good enough. Maybe you're afraid of being judged for being dumb. Sit down and write these things down. Write them down and then address each and every one of them and go deeper into the root cause of the issue. Maybe you realize that it came from a memory when you were a child, and you raised your hand in the classroom and you said something that was really dumb. Everybody laughed at you and they bullied you for a long time. And now you're afraid to speak out and express yourself and ask questions and be that kid again. So that could be something you could look at and then deal with all the emotions and the memory and all the beliefs that you created based on that event, and then simply let them go. And what you will experience is that you will become more free, and you will now evolve into a new person with a new form of understanding of what actually happened and how your mind and your beliefs work. That's one way. That is when you go deep in the internal part and deal with all the fears of judgments that you have that makes you like act rigid and awkward. Another way is to actually expose yourself by taking action and do things that are awkward, that makes people judge you. It doesn't have to be something crazy. I used to do some pranks before, so I used to do small pranks, nothing crazy. It was something like walking towards somebody and then talking in a very funny accent and then saying a bunch of rubbish. That could be one way to do something that is slightly awkward and people will kind of judge you for it. Another thing is to just lay on the floor in the middle of the pedestrian street in a very crowded area. Just lay on the floor and then experience what kind of thoughts and emotions come up, and then let them go. And there are many techniques, many methods to let go, but you will see that with time you will actually feel more fine. You will feel okay with being judged, even when you do something that is weird or awkward, or you say something that is weird or awkward, you will feel more comfortable being you, just being yourself, saying whatever you want to say, expressing your sense of humor, talk about the subjects that interest you, and do whatever you want to do. Of course, we don't want to go and become socially awkward here and become weirdos and be socially uncalibrated. You don't do something that is bothering people so much that you don't gain anything out of it other than bothering them. You want to improve and grow as a human being, become more confident and become more secure and at ease with yourself in any social interaction that you engage in. So yeah, that's it, guys. This is a few thoughts about fear of judgment and how it is linked to fear of rejection and ultimately shyness and social anxiety. In future videos, I'm going to create more informative, detail-oriented videos where we go into the detail, and maybe we're going to do some exercises together to kind of reframe certain beliefs and let go of emotions and baggage. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you for watching.